welcome to the Man United Agenda. It's Monday and we're back with a bang. Wow. We just seen Bruno Fernandes put away a penalty for Man United. Oh, it's not for Man United, for Portugal. Clutch moments, and obviously we've got so much to talk about. Great show last night about the England game, Mr. B. We had great results today. France scraped through and Portugal just scraped through again in the Euros. Big up to Mr. B. How are you, my sir?
I'm good, man. I'm just ready to talk football, man. I'm ready to talk football.
Wicked. We're in the heat of the summer and bath time is back with us, man. How are you feeling, bath time? Are you enjoying all the spectacular games that we've seen? Crunch time, clutch time?
Yeah, I think so. It would be nice to get some more like 90-minute wins so that when we're doing a show, I can't taste the toothpaste.
Why do you think? Do you think the levels are sort of balancing out now with the major nations and the smaller nations? Are they finding a way to sort of fight and have a tactic to sort of counteract these better teams?
Well, they went 4-4. They went 4-4-2 today.
Slovenia.
Yeah, Slovenia went 4-4-2 today. I mean, they didn't have much in the attacking sense, but discipline-wise and effort-wise, bloody hell, they put a shift in, man. They put a shift in, but
I think it's poor attacking play as well. To be honest, from everyone in the tournament, like apart from the Spanish and the Germans, I don't think that anyone has really sort of like been ruthless or clinical. And you look at like Sesko's a player that we've been linked to.
Thank God.
I mean,
no, thank you.
What a dreadful strikes on both feet. Like, no, thank you. Look at the Belgiums today and dear old Lukaku, man. I mean, what's happened with? What's happened to him?
He's on his way to Saudi.
Too much Italian pasta.
Yeah, like I mean, Griezmann or whatever he's called, Greasy, like useless. Mbappe, he's got no nose. The England terrible, like the whole tournament. No attackers really grabbed anything, which is why we got a random Romanian and own goal as top scorer.
And the two teams you're talking about being the best two are placing each other in the next round. So
that's not good. It's not good. I'd rather see a final of the two best teams. And at the
Spain
moment,
and Germany.
Yeah, and at the moment it's Spain and Germany. So seeing them having to knock one of the other out is going to be disappointing for the standard, I think, of the overall tournament. We want to see the best teams in the final. That'd be ideal. All right, should we do some comments?
Yes, get him in.
So we got Stephanie saying, "Big up, viral sensation." Oops, glasses viral. Bilal in the house, 40-year-old man, and he's crying like a baby because he didn't score. We'll touch on that in a minute. Penalties it is. Obviously, these comments were made just before the end of the game with Portugal and Slovenia. Come on, Slovenia. So I'm making All right, boys. Dramatic game, says Andrew Williams. Big up to Hydro as well. Big up to Bilal as well. Matthew Bassett in the house. He's saying big up to everyone in the chat. Stephanie Griffiths is saying big up to us three and everyone on the channel. 8 likes so far. Come on, guys, tune in. Simon Warner, how you doing, man? Greens all just got back from the pub and missed tonight's match. Oh God, I thought you'd go to the pub to watch the game. Emma saying here, see what I said about Slovenia being unserious. Okay, yeah, good goalkeeping or whatever you saw. Yeah, you got to. I thought Slovenia would practice penalties because maybe that was their only way of going through. Stephanie saying international football is Eric Dyer compared to club football, which will be back soon. And who won the match is Simon Warner. A bit late for that. Big G in the house as well. So here we go. Let's talk football.
What do you start with?
So what's on the menu? You've got I was asking before, is it legit with the Ligt? The news about the Ligt? I saw something. We got a little group chat. BATHTIME put out this big column of information about injuries with the Ligt as well. And it's not looking too good. So are we interested? First of all, are we interested in the Ligt? Is this legit? And if we are, what will he offer us at Man United Football Club?
Yeah. Well, first things first, I think it is legit. They want... Shut up. They said they want 42 million, which means that they don't want 42 million. It's just an overprice. So people are talking about 30 million. I don't see us getting any defender of any class for 30 million. So maybe it'll be 35 to 37. But his wages, they talked about saving wages and blah blah blah, and he's on 250 over there. Is he expected to come over here and get 250 again? I suppose that's something that they'll have to talk about. The financial side of it. How he plays, a lot of people say he's slow. I don't know how slow, but maybe Bath time be able to, maybe somebody in the chat will be able to say he's slow, how slow he is. But he's used to playing in the high line, and that's how Ten Hag wants to play. So I can't believe it's just they talk about the committee that they've got for players. The fact that he's Dutch, I would like to think is a coincidence, but it's probably it's probably not. But at the same time, Ineos are in there now. They've got all these people in the background, so it's not just Ten Hag's decision. They must have all decided, oh, he must be a good acquisition. So technically, I'm gonna leave the defensive side and his work rate and stuff to Bath time.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Omondi that it is serious because he appears to have replaced. Is it Jared Branthwaite? I always get the name wrong. Actually, I'm going to set up straight. He appears to have replaced Gareth Branthwaite as our target. I'm really unconvinced by this. I think that it goes against what I thought Ineos were going to do, which is that this seems to be like an opportunity signing where Ligt has come onto the market as opposed to people like Branthwaite, Todibo that have been identified for months. But yeah, shout out. Are we going to talk about you going viral, Omondi?
If you want, maybe later.
All right. Do you know the numbers of people that have seen you not on this bloody channel?
I'll ask my clone to sort of confirm it as well.
Oh, you know what? We should have got the video.
Well, we got the video first, Mr. B, and I saw it and I thought, oh, that's good. Never thought it would get 20 million views or whatever you've done.
We can,
yeah, I'll
upload it. Yeah, go on.
All right, I'll try and sort it out.
Carry on. Let's be legit.
Legit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right. So De Ligt, I've looked at his numbers. All right, I'll tell you what. We'll start off with this. De Ligt is a player that is interesting because I quite like Fabian Schär at Newcastle United. Right, I've always liked the way he carries the ball and all these things. I think he's a good defender. But Fabian Schär has never been linked with a big club or ever looked like it. De Ligt has played for the three biggest clubs in three different countries, in Juventus, Bayern Munich, and Ajax. And he's won the league. He's won the league at all of them. Although, to be honest, he's only had one league for each one. But his injury record really concerns me. It averages out since leaving Ajax. He's missed 1 in 4 games through injury. I mean, I don't know.
Is that?
This is really throwing me. All these this extreme close up. Can we go back to normal?
Yeah, I'll go back to normal.
Thank.
Am I going viral again?
I don't know how to get.
There you go. Thanks. And the thing about speed is Big G is saying here that De Ligt lacks speed and stuff like this. You can be a slower defender and play in a high line, but the key thing is you need pressure on the ball to do that. So if he can play in a high line or not isn't so much down to his pace. It's down to if our midfield is set up to apply pressure on the ball and not give defenders time and space or midfielders time and space to whack it over. So I'm less concerned with that. I just think that this is a really poor bit of business with the wages, the injury record, the fact that he hasn't really found a home for himself at some of the biggest clubs. I don't know where his sell-on's going to be, and it's come out of nowhere. Plus, he's Dutch, so I don't like it.
Come on, let's be real about this. For me, I think he's a good player. I know we can say, oh yeah, injury record and everything else, but the only concerning points for me, I looked at the injury record. Yeah, there is something there. We need to check that out. And obviously, he has a medical. If he's coming to us, he will have a medical. And if something does show up, then we'd be stupid to sign him. But let's be real about it. When he was at Ajax, he was one of the most sought-after centre-backs out there. He's not the fastest. He reminds me a lot of John Terry, though, because he gets up, he scores goals, scores corners from corners and set pieces. He scores a lot of goals. He defends really well. He always gets that last-ditch challenge in. He's got character. This is something he needs. I think this is why he was signed originally. Obviously, it didn't work out for him with his moves. That's why he's not playing. I think Thomas Tuchel turned up at Bayern Munich and ended up calling up Eric Dyer. I mean, and saying, come, we need you now. This De Ligt is not legit, you know? So maybe there's something there. But for me, he's got character. He's a leader. He wins his headers. He gets forward and scores goals. And he's a good all-round defender. Now, whether at one point you made there, BATHTIME, about being an opportunity signing, which goes against the grain, which you're trying to do. Sometimes when things do pop up, you have to say, we can't turn that down. We have to have a look at it. And I think we need to look at it, have a medical, assess everything, and then make a decision before we go forward. Because this is a good player and better than what we got at the moment. Better than Lindelof, I believe.
Better than Maguire.
He has to be better than, please, dear God, he has to be.
No.
I don't think he is.
I don't think he is, yeah.
So what are they doing?
We're buying someone how many great centre-backs are there? Saliba is one of the best. I think Saliba's really good. But beyond, and then who else is there? Van Dijk's very old. Yeah, Van Dijk's old. He's at Liverpool. How many other great defenders are there? We're talking about Everton boy.
Yeah, but is he great now because of his Euros performance?
Who, De Ligt?
No, Gay.
Gay.
Oh, well, yeah, Gay's done well. He's done well. But I don't think he has the character like I'm seeing with De Ligt. De Ligt is played at a high level more than the Gay has. Gay's only just come on the scene. He was rejected by Chelsea or Arsenal, one of these clubs. He's turned it around, made his name at Crystal Palace, and now he's got a good run because Harry Maguire got injured or is not.
So, Omondi, do you think, right, if we were playing a one-off cup final or a one-off game, would you prefer Maguire or De Ligt to be the starting right-sided centre-back?
Obviously, I prefer Maguire. You know how I feel about Maguire.
But, why?
Why? Because
shouldn't we be upgraded?
Maguire's proven in the Premier League. He's an England international. He's played at a high level. And he's played in the Champions League as well. I like Maguire. I think his attributes are similar to De Ligt, by the way. Very similar players, I believe. You know, as in having that character, getting up, scoring goals. You know, Maguire doesn't score many for United, but he has that ability. He's got character as well. Maguire's got thick skin. De Ligt clearly is a young guy, is a captain at such an early age at Ajax as well. That suggests to me he's got leadership qualities. I think there's a lot about him, and it's easy to dismiss a player, but that's what I'm saying. Have a look, and if there is something that pops up with the medical or anything else, then you can sort of reject it. But at the time, if this guy comes up, you cannot refuse to sniff around and have a look. So I think it's right that we should be looking at him because he is a quality player. And if you can get his injuries sorted, you've got a good player there for the Premier League and to help us improve and become a better team overall.
So, all right. So if he's not an upgrade on Maguire, why are we getting him?
Mr. B, as you know, it's my opinion. And I would be shut down by the majority of fans saying that he's...
I'm with you on this, Omondi.
Well, yeah, it's just my own opinion. I think Maguire's a better player. His age, experience, I would be one chosen game. But if you can develop him even more and get what these other clubs like Bayern Munich and Juve couldn't get out of him, and he has a fresh start with a manager that he knows, this could be the catalyst to him to kick on, which he really does need to do in his career.
I'll give you two reasons, Mr. B, why I think that they're going for this. The first one is I've always been slightly confused about Maguire's FFP, because if I'm not mistaken, we paid 70 million all in one go for Maguire. So I think that if we sell Maguire, all of it is profit. So I think that Maguire is someone that if we sell, we get a huge amount of money to be able to mess about with, and that makes him attractive. So essentially, he's kind of like a homegrown player now. I think the other thing is, with Hackey, who's coming in, and with Ten Hag, we've both seen that they do really weird things with their centre-backs. They get them ahead of the ball.
In one game, BATHTIME.
Well, Ten Hag, we've seen him do it all season. He likes his centre-backs ahead of the ball, receiving in weird angles. Harry Maguire is not very good at that, and neither was Rafa Varane. De Ligt might be better at that, and
He is good on the ball. To be fair, De Ligt is very good on the ball.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I think Maguire is, but I think what the difference is De Ligt can probably receive the ball from more angles, and that is far more important when you're ahead of the ball. So I think that in the same way that people think Lisandro Martinez, like he is key to how we play football, I wonder if De Ligt being able to sort of, it's so stupid, but taking the ball on the half turn as a centre back in a wider area might be one step towards whatever the football is that we're trying to do. But for me, I think I can't see him being a better Premier League defender than Harry Maguire. Like I just don't see it. He's got to come in. He's got to adapt to the league. Dutch play like Ajax players only ever travel well to Barcelona traditionally. They don't really do anything outside of it, with the odd, Zlatan, for example, maybe being the odd one out. But I think it's a massive, massive risk to bring in a centre-back that hasn't settled in any of the top leagues, hasn't dominated any of those leagues, and has coincided with teams that have been winning up to 10 in a row, losing their domestic titles, which he has at Juve and at Bayern Munich.
So do you think then that he is one of the players on the list? Obviously, it looks like Bradford was the first. I think we're going to end up buying 2 centre-backs, to be fair. I think they want to buy 2.
Yeah.
Do you think that, obviously the Todibo one's gone, do you think that that's the one that's throw things off? Because that one looks like it was really, really far down the line.
Yeah, I don't think Todibo's gone, but I think it's not happening anytime soon. Like we've signed a lawyer to try and sort it out, and it does seem a silly situation. But this is one of my concerns about getting so many Dutch people into the back staff, is that we've moved from an English player who, if it doesn't work out, I think we could still sell for a decent amount of money because of his homegrown and his age and so on, to De Ligt, a player that has a very dodgy injury record, who has played at the top clubs and hasn't really established himself. And I wonder if he's more likely to be a potential millstone around our neck because of the wages. So if you tell me that we get him for 125 grand a week, 150 grand a week, I think I'm all right with that for maybe 40 million, because I think we can sell him. But if he's on 250 grand a week, forget about it.
Interesting. Very, very interesting, that, guys. You know what? I think he's a good player. And I know the comments are flying out. He's Dutch. Oh, no, we don't want him. He's injury prone. We don't want him. These are the things. We've heard it. We've heard it on the show. We've heard it in the comments as well. I do think, like I say, just have some patience, guys. It's a good name. It's a good player. Who, if he is fit, he's definitely a good player. You don't play at that sort of level at that age, to be someone who's just poor and being dashed aside. And we're not a reject club. I don't think we are. We're on a rise. We're trying to build up, and we've got experts in place to pick the right players. So let's see how this develops, because I like the idea of De Ligt. We were interested in when he was doing bits with Ajax, wasn't he, a few years ago? There were 3 main.
Donny.
Yeah, there was De Ligt, there was Frankie de Jong, and there was Donny, kind of, and like we got Donny. We were left discarded with Donny, and you know how that turned out. But the other 2 gone off to play for bigger clubs and done pretty well, especially Frankie de Jong. But if we can get De Ligt in,
who would be your top centre back to sign Omondi if you could, like, within reason?
Saliba, because he's young. Oh,
within reason.
So within reason, I would say there's De Ligt, there's the Everton boy, there's Gay as well. Out of those 3, I think the left side is defender.
Bologna defender, the Italian guy.
Calafiore.
Oh.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's only just come on the radar for a lot of us, so I still to assess him. It's why having one good game and say, "Hey, sign him in the Euros." Yeah, he's fantastic. He's a great. I haven't seen. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon just yet with that guy. I still think, okay, yeah, it's all right doing.
But of those 3, Omondi, De Ligt, Branthwaite, and Gay, who would you pick?
Branthwaite, because we need a left-sided centre back, a left-footed centre back. It's rare.
Okay.
Right?
But do we though? I mean, this is the point that I'm making. If Martinez stays fit, I mean, he broke his foot and he was mismanaged. If he stays fit, we don't need a left-sided centre back for 50 million.
He hasn't had a run of games since like February last year.
Okay. Can I just read
Right.
a couple of comments
Yeah.
here about this issue? Big up to Chopper United. How you doing? I had a chopper when I was a kid, and there's a mini one called a Tomahawk, wasn't there? There's the big chopper bike, and there's a Tomahawk bike as well. Remember that, Mr. B?
What, the Tomahawk and the chopper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
I
right
used
then?
to
When
swip them
there's a
quick.
grifter, what was the smaller bike for the grifter?
I would have said drifter, but it wasn't.
Striker. You
Was it
remember?
the striker?
Yeah, there's a grifter
Oh
and a
my
striker.
God,
Little
bloody
brother,
hell,
and then
Omondi.
there's the chopper, Tomahawk. Anyway, Chopper
Wow.
United, how you doing, man? Welcome to Charlie saying Virgil van Dijk is Dutch and he's done okay in the Prem.
Yeah, but he played at Celtic and Southampton before he moved up to Liverpool. He had Premier League experience.
Okay, you got an agreement here from Tyrone. He's saying, I agree with BATHTIME. De Ligt has looked average at Juve and Bayern. We shouldn't be buying Bayern's anymore. But we shouldn't be
Beautifully read, Omondi.
Yeah, I thought you said we shouldn't be buying Bayern's players. We shouldn't be doing them favors. Is there? I mean, do Bayern get rid of their best players?
Yeah.
Who?
Oh, did they get rid of their best player? I also did what you did, and I was thinking about who was that boy that Jose made train by himself, Schweinsteiger.
Yeah.
Like buy and get rid of players that they don't want quite often, and it appears to us.
My worry with De Ligt is, I know Dyer replaced him,
Yeah.
played ahead of him for Bayern. Now, we've seen Dyer play Premier League football, and he's not worth 50 million. I don't know. I would like to think that they know what they're doing.
I tell you the thing about Dyer though, Mr. B, is Dyer is like left-footed, and it looks difficult.
left-footed.
Well, he plays on the left. Dyer's a very, very good distributor of the ball. He's not brilliant at defending and all that stuff, but he is one of the better passers in European football.
Yeah,
So for Bayern that dominate the league,
I want a defender who defends.
yeah, but that's the thing is for Bayern to dominate a league, maybe they don't need like all these physical monsters that you need in the Premier League, and it's a better move for them to have someone who can pass the ball as opposed to someone who can win their 1v1s and their duels because they get so much of the ball. That would be what I would say is to put in.
Is Dyer still there? Is Dyer still there?
He was on loan. I don't know because Tuchel's gone. It's Kim Min Jae. I think is more interesting, like because they have Upamecano, Kim Min Jae, and De Ligt. Who was their first choice pair?
They're looking for Tar, aren't they? They're looking for the Leverkusen guy.
Dyer.
Jonathan Tar, Bayern Munich. But the first choice pair.
Yeah, it was Dyer and but they weren't even playing Upamecano, were they?
No, but remember when we played them in the Champions League, which was the first first half of the season, we were playing
That
against
was Upamecano and Ming, I think.
Yeah. So later on, something must have happened because suddenly Dyer's come into the frame, and Kim was benched, and I think Dyer and Upamecano were playing.
I thought Kim was poor, Omondi.
Okay.
Like when I saw him play. Do you think is he ahead of De Ligt?
I don't know how it stands towards the end of the season. This is Tuchel, isn't he? This is a guy who's coming in knowing he's out of a job. He probably doesn't give a damn about next season or keeping players on side. He probably played who he wanted to, or he probably punished someone for bumping heads.
Yeah, well, he signed Kim, didn't he?
Did he sign?
Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Tuchel signed Kim. So
Right.
you've got to. So I think that De Ligt was third choice then,
Okay.
or fourth behind Eric Dyer.
4.
All right, so let me just do some comments, guys, because these guys are coming. We need to sell players first, says Simon Warner. If he can't handle the physical side of Italy or Germany, he's got no chance in the Premier League. That's from Big G. And obviously, Tyrone saying here, he's not a bad player, but why would Bayern sell him if he's worth having? Simon Warner saying here, the Premier League is a tough league, and he won't be able to hack it. We deserve better, saying Dutch player who played under Ten Hag and played with fellow defender Martinez and goalkeeper Onana. Bring it on. Now, this is a good comment because this goes against the grain of what the majority of people are saying. We deserve better. Thank you very much. Braithwaite is also playing right centre back. I hate this because everyone's saying that Braithwaite can play uses right foot. He's left footed predominantly. I don't get it. He might have played there once or twice. People say, "Oh, he can play right centre back." I don't agree.
Can Harry Maguire play left centre back?
He does play really well for England.
Is he left-footed?
Yeah. He's not, but he has.
Well, there we go. All right.
Anyway, who does the German Anec play for? He looks like a nutcase. Sign him. He reminds me of Vidic for some reason. I haven't seen him play, but I probably watched him against Spain. Harry Maguire would thrive in Germany. He's a carbon copy of Matt Hummels as well. De Ligt will go Chelsea or Liverpool, says Simon Warner. And finally, Stephanie saying here, ideally I want Taribo and Asamino, whatever, but the latter is Chelsea bound. All right, there you go. That's what the comments are saying. Is it legit to get the Ligt? That's a tough one. I say yes. I think we need to sniff around and look at that deal.
I think I don't think so. I think I'm not really impressed with any of the people we're going for. Zerky.
So who would you go for defensive wise?
You shout at me, but I would get in Trevor Shabala for 25 million, who I really like as a player, who's homegrown. He's captained England at every level. He's one of the best passers in the Premier League. 6'4". Like, I think it's difficult to go wrong with him. Like in the sort of Lindelof role, he can compete for a starting place, but can sort of step in. And I would go for Jared Branthwaite because I think that's been the plan. And I also think that because everyone has doubts about Martinez's injury at the moment. Like, we've got to see if he can come back and string games together and stuff.
He's played in the Argentina games. He's played minutes for Argentina, so yeah.
But who cares? We need it for United. Like the Copa America is like playing Canada is very different to playing against but
Crystal Palace. running, turning.
Maybe, but that would mean that a player in Scotland can come and do it in England, and they can't.
No.
So
what I'm saying is anyway, go on, boss.
All right, I know what you mean, but what I'm saying is that for Man United, there are question marks about Martinez coming back, same way there are question marks about Shaw coming back. How long are they going to be able to stay fit? What levels of performance we're going to see? Therefore, I would go for Jared Branthwaite because he can play like either the left or the right position, and I think that it takes the pressure off only having like the only left feet we have are very injury prone. So I would go for that. Cersei, I'm all right with. Like, I think that it's going to sort of be a bit of a weird one. Ugarte, absolutely not. Dreadful from what I've seen.
Mr. B, what's your thoughts then? Obviously, are you thumbs up for legit De Ligt, or what about the options that BATHTIME's mentioned?
The centre midfield, I hope they get right. Whoever they go for, they need to be able to play with Manu. I don't care who they get.
Centre backs.
Well, centre backs. We need. I'm not sure about. I just see him. If you're fourth choice, you don't cost 50 million, and he was fourth choice at Bayern. So I'm worried about the price. His physical attributes and his passing style of all of that is by the by. Injuries, people get injured. What's his name he used to get injured all the time? Steven Gerrard. And then all of a sudden he stopped getting injured. So, maybe it's something that he has to do personally to himself. Maybe get up one of those fitness people or take up yoga or something. I have no idea. But that's why what's his name's in there, isn't it? Brailsford's in there to maybe give him that little bit of, to make him be able to,
Can I suggest there's two players who are legends in the Premier League who played one for Inter and one for Juve, and they were signed by the same club in the Premier League and they won titles together and they were outrageously good. Can you name them players? Both played for Arsenal. One played for Inter, Dutch, and was world class. And
Bergkamp.
Yeah, Bergkamp.
Oh, I thought these were centre backs.
No, just saying in general. So my point is, don't write off players who haven't succeeded in other leagues, who are still genuinely good players.
Right. So I've got your point.
Omondi was playing poor for Juve, couldn't really get a game. He came to Arsenal and smashed it. Same with Dennis Bergkamp. He was signed from Ajax, Inter Milan. Signed
but they're forwards. Give me
Yeah,
defenders that have done
they
it.
couldn't keep going, and they come to the Premier League and become the player that they should be. You know, so maybe it can happen. The latest crap, says Andrew Williams. Anyway. There you go. Quick question here. Excel Shaw scratches head. Why is he still with us? Oh, of course not. He's still there. This is United. Says we deserve better. Simon Warner saying here, we need to get the radar out and focus on proper signings once we have sold players, namely Greenwood and Sancho. Any news about Greenwood?
I think we've got money. Look, we've got money. The club have got money to spend now. The club have got money to spend now. I think I would love them to make all the signings and then get rid of and make more signings afterwards. But I think they've got money to do certain deals, because if you think if all of the deals that we put out there, they're all accepted, then it's over 120, 130 mil that they have to put out. I know they do it they pay it by 5% and they pay over the length of their contract, blah, blah, blah. I get all of that, but it's still whatever the figure is. So they've got money to spend. I think they've got money to spend now.
I kind of agree with Simon. I am a little bit worried about seeing Casemiro in the new shirt and things. Like, I can't believe.
How long have the shirts been out? He probably did that before.
Yeah, I hope so.
They all flew out.
Well, the thing is that he definitely threw a wobbly on the FA Cup.
Oh, he's gone.
Took himself out.
He's gone.
But I would dearly like to see him like holding up a shirt with the Sheikh out in Saudi Arabia by now. Like, and Sancho, like Greenwood, there appears to be a lot of buzz about. Like Lazio are linked, everyone's linked.
But nobody's coming with the money.
Yeah, no one's coming in, and we've got to pay that stupid percentage to Getafe. Like Sancho, I don't know where he is. I suspect he's in Marbella or Napa or somewhere. I expected him to turn up in Casa Amor.
Can they? Do you think that they can come? Greenwood. Do you think Sancho could come back to train?
I think they legally have to be allowed to. I think that when they come back at the start of the new season under like the PFA, if they are not allowed access to the training facilities and things, I think they're in breach of some contract or law. So 100% that we've got to let them in. But I'm really worried about how I would want those deals almost being announced today. You know, July 1st, new tax year. I want to see them all gone. We've got effing Donny van de Beek coming back as well.
Well, no, and nobody's going to take him. I mean, can't we just give him away? Can't they just give? No, don't
Honestly,
laugh on Monday.
Swap him with Todibo. Send him to Nice or something. Just get him out of here.
I mean, it's a joke on Monday. It is a joke. He's been there. He must have had the longest contract. I thought his contract would have been up by now. How long's his contract? He's been shit since he's come.
That's a tough one, isn't it? And I think
those three players, Omondi, we've got to get rid of them.
Yeah, I agree. But do you hear any news? I mean, I haven't seen anything. I'm just scouring the network, the World Wide Web.
I heard somebody's interested in Scott.
Oh, don't say that.
What? Who?
Fulham.
He turned Fulham down last year. He won't go to Fulham.
Okay. All right. A couple here. Damned United saying Amrabat is also pictured in the new shirt, and he isn't even our player BATHTIME. Don't worry who's in the shirt. Pictures mean nothing. Big up to Chat Sport.
I think they were all taken before.
Yeah, but they've been put out, which annoys me.
Okay. Stephanie Gris saying Shetland Pony shirt fits nicely as well. And just going back to what we said about players not making other leagues, Salah didn't make it at Chelsea and did at Liverpool. So you can't write players off so soon, can you guys? Donny is for life. Not just for Christmas. Oh god! And we don't want Van der Beek back. We loaned him to Everton and he flopped there. Who's Bakayoko? I think Bakayoko is as well. I'm not sure who that is.
I think it's a Chelsea player. Andrew's talking about how Lukaku and Bakayoko, who was signed 5 or 6 years ago, are still on Chelsea's books.
So a Euro watch, Chat for Sport's been watching Euros. He's saying Euros from Spain looks a good player. We covered him, didn't we? We talked about him as a potential signing maybe in January or the previous window. Definitely we talked about him, but he's playing really well for a well-oiled outfit like Spain, isn't he?
Yeah, but
So,
don't fall in love with these players, Omondi. I saw Kevin De Bruyne playing in a pivot today. Dreadful.
Yeah.
I saw Doku. I mean, he looked like I don't know, a circus horse or something. Like, he looked like a dancing bear the way he was playing. Absolutely dreadful performance. And, those two are key parts of a treble-winning team. But I was so disappointed with De Bruyne. He was useless.
He's done.
Can we, while we're on the subject, I know we just, like Mr. B, I know you guys tuned in yesterday, but I wasn't there, and Bath Time wasn't there. England
do you want to talk about England?
Yeah, can we talk a bit about the England game? Come on, because I'll just give you my little take on it. It'll be 30 seconds, that's it. I think teams progress and perform better as they go on. You need incidents like that. It reminds me of David Platt in 1990, that late goal against Belgium. Yeah, but as I was listening to Bath Time, and sometimes I dismiss what Bath Time's saying, but when I really think about it, when I think about what he says, he's right. England have no ID, and the way we scored our goals is going back to an England ID, which is like get a big guy up front who can hold it up like Tony, flick it on, and we scored a goal. And I think England need to sort of change something. So my question to you guys is, and the guys in the comments, we've got to play Switzerland next. One, we have to learn to break teams down. I'm fed up of trying to play sort of slow, building up football, which doesn't work for us, especially when we haven't got the right players in place, like a left-foot player, left back or whatever, to sort of break the lines and get forward. Phil Foden's a quality player, in my opinion. Don't give him so much grief because he's not getting the ball. I'm seeing there's a delay in getting the pass to him early. And I can see him throwing his arms up. He must be really upset, because he wants to shine at this sort of level.
Poor Phil.
You're seeing other players his age shining, like the Turkish youth. You're seeing the Germany youths in those positions shining. They're seeing Pedri shining. And he wants to have that stage as well. And Bellingham and guys like that shining too. So I think it's really unfortunate we're not seeing the best of Phil Foden as well. What we need to do, in my opinion, is forget about names, pick the best team. And I think we need to be putting someone up there because Kane's not holding up the ball too well. Obviously, he finishes his dinner sometime, missing a header. But we really need to think about either putting Watkins on to stretch them or Tony to hold up the play. Because as soon as he came on the pitch, because Scherner, whatever his name was, munching up Kane all game. As soon as he came on, hold that, you hold there, I'm holding up the ball and bringing people in. And that's something we didn't have the whole tournament. So something's got to change. I'm throwing it over to you guys. What do we change? Can we beat Switzerland? What are you going to do about it?
Oh, God. He's not changing shit. He's going to make one change. Whoever the centre-back is, that's the change he's going to make. Although he could go Trent and play Walker at centre-back, but I think he's just going to make the one change for the game, and he's going to play the same way, and the team are going to perform for that same shit standard, and Switzerland are going to beat them in probably beat them 2-1. Switzerland ain't going to sit back against England. They got no respect for them. Who's going to have respect for England? They've been trash.
Okay. So centre back coming in for you would be who?
Who they got?
Well, are you playing Saka left back, and are you playing who? We need Gay's not. He's
that was. I'll tell you what. Do you know what? That Saka move, for all of the fuss that he said, he pushed up his face. I'm not a left back. You are a left back because that's where your manager told you to play. It was so nice seeing him play at left back. He got moved everywhere. No, play right wing back. No, play left wing back. No, play left back. And he had to do it. Players talk too much. Just follow instructions. You've been told to do something by your manager.
So what are you starting with then, Mr. B? We know that Gay is not playing. Do you play, if you play the back four, who comes in for Gay, and do you play Skiri and Trippier?
Do you know what? I wouldn't play Trippier. But then Walker was terrible as well. That last
Everyone
game.
said that. I don't get it. I don't understand why everyone's saying Walker was terrible.
He didn't even run forward. Right, he was rubbish. Do you think that was a good game by Walker? I mean, nobody played well. Let's be honest. Nobody played well. But I don't support England. I'm just watching it. I just don't want no Man United players to get injured. I just
I'm taking for an answer. I've been asking the question. You're like a politician. You've avoided the question. Gay's injured, or Gay is suspended, Mr. B.
Well, he can't play Dunk. Who's the other one after Dunk? Konsa and Gomez.
All right, so you're playing Konsa and at left back?
I'm playing Luke Shaw.
Luke Shaw. Mr. B, I'm going to pass this over to bath time. We're not getting the definitive answer from you. Bath time will be on the money and let us know direct, not swerve around the houses like Mr. B and Rowdy. Can you please tell us, bath time, what you do about the gay situation, who you playing at left back, and what you're doing about the other positions that are being highly talked about with England against Switzerland?
Probably moving Walker to left back, putting Trent at right back. I'm not sure who I'd play over Konza and the other one, but Konza came on first during the game, so I suspect that he'll start. But for me on Monday, the big problem I think that England have is what to do. Is who you're going to play. Kane, Foden, Bellingham all don't work. If you play Kane, you need 4 people ahead of him. So you're going to want Anthony Gordon, Palmer, and maybe someone like Conor Gallagher, or I can't think of him, or Mainu. You want a box-to-box midfielder getting ahead of him. If you want to play Bellingham and Foden, you want them between the lines, so you're going to need width. So you're going to have like 2 wingers, and that means you're going to have to invert someone into the midfield. So you're going to need Trent to come in and play that role.
Yeah,
and
I don't think
then you're not. Yeah, but then you're not going to play Kane if you do that. You need Watkins running. You need Watkins stretching the pitch, so those players between the lines have got more space to operate. So I think it's down to whether you want Foden and Bellingham to play or you want Kane to play. But I agree with you, Mr. B. He will play all 3 of them, and England will just grind it out like a dry something or other.
Okay. Can we see what the comments are saying quickly? They're saying Foden threw Greenwood under the bus when they were on international duty. They went looking for girls, didn't they? And Foden got away with it, and Greenwood got not stick. Bring Palmer and Mainu in for the Swiss game, says Simon Warner. Andrew Williams saying here, Pickford, Walker, Stones, Konsa, Saka at left back, Trent.
He's gone Saka and Trent wing backs.
Okay.
Does
that make sense? Yeah, it does make sense.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Okay, so
somebody else said 3-5-2. I mean, I think that at some stage in the game, that's what they played.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, England could play it. They played with. Would you play with 2 strikers then or 1 off?
Well, I don't know. When we went to 3-5-2s after we scored, went 2-1 up, and then suddenly we're sitting back and allowing them to attack us. I'm thinking,
that's
a bit negative, That's the time you need to make.
Even though in it, that's just what they do. They score and then retreat.
Okay, so we need to stop playing right-footed players on the left and vice versa. 100% run at the man for F's sake, create room and cross the ball. It sounds like old school English football. That's what we want to see. Mr. B wants us to get knocked out, says Stephanie Griffiths. Here's one. Chat Sports saying Walker centre back and Trent at right back. Walker can cover for Trent's runs with his pace for sure. Not sure about Konza, says Chat Sports. Andrew saying 5-4-1. Mainu, Rice in the middle, out wide Palmer and Gordon, and Bellingham at a false 9. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Bellingham there. Shaw, with you, Mr. B. Shaw with a Zinner frame. Obviously, he's struggling to get fit at the moment, isn't it? And Damn United is saying here, doesn't matter what any of us say, Pizzagate, obviously Southgate, will do his own thing, and that's the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. He's insanity personified. I said it.
Nice.
And, there's a guy we haven't seen, Wharton. He's in the squad, isn't he? Wharton and Rice holding, Mainu ahead of them, Jude central, Tony left, Palmer right. Okay, interesting. Has everyone given up on Kane? Is Kane really a world-class player? Because I've always said that I don't think he's that great. I think he's a golden boy and gets gifted loads of stuff. And and when I look at him he was Golden Boot winner in the World Cup a few years ago. And when I looked at the goals, they're all sort of stupid tap-ins and penalties. I'm thinking that's not a world-class player. But obviously, people like him. They rate him. They think he's done a good job at Tottenham and Bayern as well. Top goal scorer. But Simon's saying that Kane saved our bacon. But I've just seen he missed a header. And I'm thinking, anyone else who's a top-class thing would score that header. If you're the man, and that kind of thing. You've got to be clutch in key moments. Kane's not got the legs. Yeah, I find that as well. Do we need to stretch teams, guys?
Has he ever had legs? Kane's never been one to run in behind.
No, he's always had runners, which is why I think you need Gordon and Palmer for him.
Good shout. Good shout. Totally agree with that.
I would pick Kane ahead of Bellingham and Foden myself, just on the basis that the reason that we think that France might be able to win the Euros is because they can score goals from Mbappe. The reason I wonder about Germany and Spain is that they don't have a proven goal scorer. They've got Kai Havertz and Morata, decent players, but they're not like the killers. Kane has scored almost 50 goals this season. I would be setting up to try and get goals, and Harry Kane has shown that he can score them at a poor Tottenham team, and he can create them. But the problem that England have is a nice problem, but they have too many good players, and Southgate, I don't think, has the bollocks to leave some of the players out. And Bellingham, I thought he was dreadful yesterday, and I thought he was appalling beforehand. But he's
had a good 30 minutes in the tournament. If you look at how Bellingham's played, he's had a good 30 minutes.
I didn't even like that 30 minutes as to be, because it was all behind the ball stuff, and that's not what he should be doing. I think Bellingham genuinely has a bit of an attitude problem, where at Real Madrid he can kind of do what he wants, and the players around him adapt to what he's doing. And I don't think that that's the case with England.
No, you know what? No,
He shouted "Who else?" after he scored an overhead kick after playing bollocks for about 2 hours. I'd have been biblically vexed if he did that.
But they all played shit. They all played shit.
He said
he's. You know what, Mr. B? I can't believe the Bath Time is questioning Bellingham's attitude. This is a guy who's a model professional, and he's been signed by Dortmund and gone to Real Madrid and performed brilliantly. And he's got the right attitude. You ever see him get sent off? You never see him get sent off. And he's now playing with the whole nation behind him. And he scored a goal, which was clutch, and had everyone jumped off their seat, even Mr. B, I heard, as well, when the goal went in. So, and your question is attitude.
Because you're right.
There's a bit thin line between arrogance and confidence.
I think he's going over the top.
Swinging more on the confidence side.
Yeah, no. I think he's going arrogant. I'll tell you why, right? He's got every reason to be arrogant. He's just won a Champions League and a double, and he plays for arguably the biggest club in the world, right? No issue with that. But I really didn't like what he said in the post-match conference about how, some people have got to sit down now after what he'd just done.
But why? Why should he?
Because it's disconnected from a terrible performance. It's going to moments as opposed to being a better team. But what really got to me is when we see, tonight, I saw Bruno having to do a lot of Ronaldo's running, and he would make those channel runs. He'd know he's not getting the ball. He's making the run to help the team out. Whenever Bellingham didn't get the ball, he acted like a child every time, and it annoyed me a lot because that's not the player that I thought he was. That's not the attitude that he's meant to be, an old head on wise shoulders, down to earth, really humble. That is not the player that I see. He's really annoyed me in this tournament because I think he's got a bad attitude playing for England.
Can I just suggest something? England have got this loser mentality. They want people to have that. He's a winner. He's got that winning mentality. I've seen him being a bit naughty in this tournament, like checking someone, shoulder barging some people, winding people up. He's naughty, and I like that. He's a winner, and him coming out and saying that in the press conference after it, I say, yeah, you do that, man. Show some character, show some balls. Stand up, say I'm the man. And I don't care who tries to put me down about it, I like that. I like that. It's very rare to see that. With English mentality, it's about losers and Henry Cooper, and Frank Bruno, all these losers who they
very few people are going to know who Frank Cooper is.
Did I say Frank Cooper?
Yeah.
Did I say not Frank Bruno? Oh, God.
I think, did you not mean Henry Cooper and Frank Bruno?
I said Henry Cooper and Frank Bruno, yeah.
Okay.
they're loved. They're adored because they're good losers. They're like, oh yeah,
Well, you know,
Emery's hammer and Frank Bruno's.
yeah,
like,
that's a moment. He had a moment.
And all that kind of thing. You know, I want to see people with the right mentality and winners. That's why we see like Prince Nassim Hamed. He's did something different to the grain. He was a winner. He told everyone he was a winner.
He was a bully because as soon as what's his name smashed him in his nose, he retired.
I like Prince Nassim.
He had his money. Anyway, lazy slur, attitude problem. Says we deserve better. This is bringing up a lot of comments. I can smell an agenda again with Darius and Milov.
This isn't 20 years old. This agenda is 2 years old. I said this last time we saw Bellingham play, where I said I didn't think he was good enough to play behind the ball 2 years ago.
Here from Pizzagate, from my damn United said Pizzagate has all the right players. He just hasn't got a clue how to put them together in the right order. With respect to the great Morecambe and Wise, big up. What a great comedy duo they were. And Big G saying here, I'm with Bath Time. To be fair, it's a bit like Sancho. Like you don't think. Okay, what you're saying, you're basically not thinking what you're saying when you're giving interviews as well. All right, Bruno is calling Bruno as a loser. Calling Bruno a loser, bless him. Okay, Portugal done well getting through, didn't they? Can we talk quickly about that missed penalty by Ronaldo and the tears? Is that bit like? Did you expect that? Or do you think he's doing it for performance? Say, look at me, or to say I love my country so much that I cried for my country. Cry, don't
do you think
cry
he's crying for his country, Omondi?
Eh?
You know Ronaldo. Do you think he's crying for his country there?
What do you think?
Is he a Vita?
I did question it. I'm thinking, why is he crying so much? Even the commentator
because he's an addict.
He loves the attention.
No, he's completely addicted to scoring goals.
Yeah.
Like, it's all he lives for. He's not even a person anymore. He's just a husk that lives to score goals. Everything's about it. And he's not scoring. Like, he's completely it's like watching an addict not getting their hit.
All right, Barton, is it a case he's crying, he's let down the Portugal fans? And
no.
Or is it crying for himself? Like, I'm Ronaldo and I've missed something.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's pure like frustration, essentially. Like it's the only way that he can really sort of express it. It's like he's crying because he thinks he should be scoring goals and that they're easy chances and that everything's against him and so on. It's nothing to do with about people in Lisbon watching and on the telly. It's about himself.
Mr. B, can you remember the last time you cried and the reason why you cried on the football pitch? Because I'm sure we've all been there, been close to tears.
Last time I cried on the football pitch?
Yeah, playing for even as a kid. I can remember being 10 years old and breaking down crying after a game. It was just too much for me, losing. Well, have you ever cried over football or on a pitch?
It would have been primary school, bruv.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. Yeah,
okay.
It would have been.
So in that case, if it's primary school, how do you feel about Ronaldo on the big stage, 40 years old?
I think he's a big pussy.
But they were all crying. Like the goalkeeper was crying, Pepe was crying.
Yeah, but that's after it was. I just thought he's doing it for himself. He's doing it to get the cameras on him. Oh, woe is me, I've missed the penalty. Blah,
do you think he needs the cameras on it? Do you think he needs to do something for the cameras to get on him?
I don't know, man. As he said, he's an addict. Maybe it's not addicted to scoring. Maybe it's internet hits and something else.
It's goals.
I don't know, man. I know he got his goal and then he what did he do? What was his celebration? Oh, sorry. Fuck off, man. Don't be an arsehole.
Oh, dear.
When did you last cry on the pitch, Omondi?
I think I was, when I was like 10, like with Mr. B, primary school days, when, you're running around and I got beat badly, actually. We got whooped in a cup final. And I remember like tears coming down my face, and I was trying to hide and I was breathing. I was having an asthma attack, that sort of thing. So it really got me. And I think because when you're passionate like that, I can understand why you would lose. But he's missed a penalty. He's let his teammates down. I get that. we've seen penalty shootouts, haven't we, in the past when Stuart Pearce and Southgate even, and we got Paul Ince and David Batty. All these guys for England have missed penalties, and they've gone down like that at the end of the game, and they're crying and they're upset. That I get it. I really get it. But with Ronaldo today, I'm with Mr. B. I thought that was showtime. He thought, it's like, let me, rather than walk away and say, oh, it's nothing, let me make a big deal out of it to show it means so much to me, And I've missed the penalty because all eyes would be on him. He's got under a lot of pressure, isn't he? He's carrying the weight of all these Instagram followers. He's trending.
Yeah, do you feel connected to him now that with all the views that you've had? You understand the pressure that's on.
Nice segue, isn't it? To
Well, for me, Omondi, what I would say is I don't actually really care if a player cries or doesn't and all this stuff, but only at the end of the match. He still had like time to play, and you got to like man up and get it together. And go out and play. And then when the game is finished and you can't affect it anymore, then you can cry and you can shit yourself and you do whatever you want. That's all fine. But you've got to carry on. You've got to carry on playing. Okay. Unless I suppose you're injured. If you break your leg, I can deal with you crying on the pitch. That's fine.
If you were the manager, would you have taken him off, seeing him in that sort of state, crying in between?
I wouldn't have started him, but but I mean, I think we all would. But Martinez has been employed to sort of just like, massage.
Tissues.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, Delo comes out and his job is to give him a kiss and a cuddle and tell him how great he is. And just like, Jesus, lads. Like, Pepe should have just been slapping him and telling him to get on with it.
Oh, my days. All right, guys, great show tonight. I'll be back tomorrow, guys.
Yeah.
Same time. Is there a game on tomorrow? Oh yeah, there will be. Turkey and Holland. We've got Turkey and Holland, isn't it?
Yeah. It's great to see you've really kept up with what's going on in the channel, with like all the football that's going on.
All right, yeah. So we've got Turkey and Holland playing, I'm sure, and the other game would be
whatever the other game is. We'll be here for it, so don't worry.
Okay. All right. Big up to my damned United. He said the fact that Ronaldo didn't take a rest day against Georgia says he's pushing for personal goals over team goals. To be honest, he cries for his own sense of loss. Sorry, Ronaldo fans. You have to hear that. BBC with the comical subtitle in the corner. What's that? Mr. Piano. I didn't see that. Wow. Catching up now.
Shout out to that keeper, by the way. I've never seen 3 penalties saved.
Amazing.
And all saved.
Yeah, proper saves.
Yeah.
Simon Warner saying, great stream, as always. 3 legends. Have a good night and a good day tomorrow. No doubt about it. Yes. Big up, guys. Thank you so much. So we'll be back tomorrow. We'll let you know the time.
Are you joining tomorrow on Monday?
Are
you just going to just appear?
Yes. I might get my phone sitting free.
Yeah, we need to load up that video. We need to get that video.
I've got it here if you want it.
No, I've got the video. I want people to see the video.
I've got it. I can show it now.
Yeah, show the video.
Yeah, but you're not going to hold your phone up, are you?
No. Share screen. Do I do?
Yeah. All right.
Share screen.
Yep.
Guys, before you go.
What do I do? Your entire screen. Okay. Let's do this.
Last time said, I hope you're not showing your phone.
Yeah, I thought he was just going to hold his phone up.
Is that it? Can you see this? What
that's
can you
it.
see?
Yeah. Make it big, Omondi. Make it big. Embiggen it.
All right. Do you want a backstory for this?
Yeah, it's almost impossible to pick up the plot from here.
Okay, so basically, what's happened is this is my flatmate behind me. She's works in film and production and all that. Her model dropped out the day before. She asked me, "Can you jump in? We're doing bald caps today, which means they're putting bald caps on. It should be extra special because you've got dreadlocks. It'd be harder for her to make me look bald." So as you can see here, after this is the work completed, they put a bald cap on me, made me look like my brother or Surge Knight, as I've been called, all kind of thing. And I put it on Instagram, say, "Oh wow, look at this." But it's got now like 4 million views, and people are saying that. I'll tell you the things that people are saying. They're saying things like,
I know what they're saying.
all right, let's watch it first. Let's watch it first.
That is amazing, bro.
That blending with your skin is unbelievable.
All right, how do I come off this screen now? Stop.
Just press
Yeah,
there
is that
you
better?
go.
We're back. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah. So there you go. It's amazing, isn't it? What they can do with
Latex.
cosmetics and makeup and that kind of thing. So they can make you look bald and all kinds of things. Uncle Phil Part 2. Yes. Yeah. But some of the comments are amazing. So basically, there's loads of comments saying, you know what they were saying? They were
I know
saying,
what they're saying.
they were saying, I'm a white man. I'm a white man. To peel the skin off, I'm a white man. Because I've got a tan line, it looks like I'm.
Yeah.
And then they said that in America, they said there's in Chicago there's a lot of black guys being caught for crimes or something like that. They said, this is what they're doing. It's a white guy dressed in a black mask. They've solved crimes like Columbo.
Yeah.
We solved it. This is what happens in America. They're getting people with putting black faces on and covering them up. And they also said this is a great way to get away with crime. And they're also saying that on the main stage, a lot of actors are walking around with different masks on and so it's created it's buzzing at the moment. It's just little old me with just putting something
With a bald head.
yeah,
I love the fact that they think you're in the CIA. That was my favourite one. That Omondi is a white man in the CIA who was out messing up Black Lives Matters protests.
Oh god.
You're a lizard person. Honestly, the comments. The comments are outrageous.
Really funny comments, yeah. And insulting as well. I think people will be quite cruel. They're being quite cruel.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Is it because you obviously didn't expect this to get I think it has 15,000 likes on Reddit. It has 20,000 on Twitter. It's got millions of views on TikTok and so on. You obviously weren't expecting just to go and be a model and have a bold cap on to become something like that. Have any of the comments affected you? Because there's some really mean ones in there.
Yeah. So I mean, my flatmate, they've said some horrible things about her laugh. Because she's like, she got one of these big belly laughs, and they said, the laugh's revolting, and then she got a gap in her tooth. So people are picking out all kinds of things to be mean and horrible, and it's not nice, because what I started doing initially before I realized it's blown up like that, I said, what is, and I started going and commenting and responding to everybody.
I'll fight you all.
Maybe I should. But people can be quite mean, and luckily both of us, we don't care about things like that. We're not affected by what people say, But I can understand if you weren't as thick-skinned like Harry Maguire, then you would probably be.
Is that who you were thinking of? When it was going on, were you saying, telling your flatmate, we need to be like Harry?
Knock it out of the park, boom,
Yeah.
But, it's really, people can be really mean, so you have to be mindful when you're writing something or you're picking people out. Like we're exposed here. We put ourselves out there, and we're exposed to people abusive and say horrible things about us. If we weren't fixing, if I was a lot younger, it might affect me, But because I'm I feel like I've got a good foundation. I'm not worried what people say about me. You guys know me. You guys are my family. You guys are my brothers on here. You know the real me. You're not convinced, or are you, that I'm a clone or I'm a reptile or something? Are you, guys? Guys,
if I was to pick someone to be in the CIA, you're definitely top of the list Monday.
Oh, dear. So next time, Mr. B, if you want to do some, I was going to say do some bald masking. You're bald already. Sorry, I
Thank you very much.
Forgive me.
Thanks.
All right. Enough of that. But all I would say, be kind to people, because some of the comments are a bit nasty.
Yeah, but you're right, Omondi, aren't you? They're just don't look at them. Turn them off.
Nothing really on me. It's just that saying I'm a white man, or clearly that the mask, or he's wearing a mask or something. It doesn't affect me. That doesn't mean anything to me. But
Do you understand the ones saying, "Is he made of cake?" Or is that
that's
confused
brilliant.
you?
That's funny. That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's just one of them things, isn't it? It's you just don't think little things that can make it go viral. I even had Shah United call me up or message me. He said, "Oh, you got to take advantage of this. You have to do by doing what? What?
Oh, we're going to put T-shirts out on Monday.
Yeah.
We're going to go Graham Norton.
I want the hot too, girl.
What was that? How was he going to take advantage of this?
He'd probably be my agent. I don't know. He's bald as well. He'd probably be my agent and start producing bald caps or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's just one of them funny things, isn't it? You just never expect it.
Take advantage. How? Think of all the bold people out there, Omondi. Gotta take advantage of this.
Oh dear. But anyway, enough of that. What time are we back tomorrow? We'll let you know.
10:15. We'll be back at 10:15.
Unless it's extra time or penalties. 10:15.
Yeah.
All right. And but I must say, guys, I'm enjoying the Euros now. Now let's knock that stage. It's getting a bit more exciting. Agree?
Yeah.
All right. See you tomorrow, guys. God bless. We're out. Oops. I better do this properly. Now I'll say it again. See you tomorrow. From me, Omondi.
Mr. B.
Bath time.
It gives me time to do the outro. Goodbye.